In a word, imperialism, I think. So what I'm really interested in doing is looking at the history of Lebanon, or the lands that become Lebanon, in the long run, from 1516, when the Ottoman Empire invades what is now Syria and Lebanon, through to the present, or the early 21st century. And over the course of that period, from the 1600s, 1500s, 1600s onwards, really imperialism has shaped Lebanon in several different ways. Ottoman imperialism, obviously, but also French and British imperialism from the 19th century onwards. And from the second half of the 20th century onwards, America's presence in the world, so US involvement in the Middle East, shaping Lebanon. I think that notion of harmonious coexistence is both a reality and a myth, in a sense. It's been a story that the Lebanese have told themselves from the mid-19th century onwards, when a lot of historians date the creation of sectarianism in Lebanon and confessionalism, communitarianism, as a way of holding society together and holding what becomes a Lebanese state together. Been other histories of Lebanon, but they've often focused on the political history of Lebanon, and in particular they've looked at the history of Lebanon, so the state of Lebanon after its creation in the early 1920s, and focused on the political relationship between the different communities that make up Lebanon, Christian and Muslim. What I'm interested in doing is moving away from political history, or incorporating political history into a broader narrative of social and economic and cultural history. And the other thing I'm interested in doing is, in a sense, as I said earlier, not kind of projecting backwards from modern or contemporary Lebanon, but really trying to understand the way in which, over the course of the long run, from the 16th century onwards, 15th and 16th centuries onwards, a notion of Lebanon as a historically, territorially bounded place begins to emerge. So in the book I use a range of different sources, both archival and printed material, textual material, but also film, music, visual sources. So in writing about the Civil War, for instance, between 75 and 1990, I've drawn on a range of political posters that have been created by other historians and preserved at the American University of Beirut. I hope readers take away from the book a sense that the history of Lebanon isn't predetermined to be a history of confessionalism, nor is it predetermined to be a history of violence necessarily, but nor is it simply just a history of easy, happy coexistence. I think it's very much a history that is determined by contingent forces, by imperialism, but also by local forces, economic and social and cultural. So hopefully a more complex and nuanced sense of the history of Lebanon.